In this day and age, more people are seen drifting from the term traditional. The world is now more open to certain things than they were in the past. In Latin culture, opening up to specific things is still a work in progress, most specifically when their values and beliefs come into play. One common Latin value that I see is their faith. Latin parents particularly become sterner amongst their religious beliefs. In Latin families, most parents prize docility. They have a domineering way of living in which it makes it transparent to their kids that they must act and behave a certain way. Growing up in their environment, the older generation may have used religion as a token of endurance and a symbol of hope. Through strict Latin family values, it has taught families to pass down certain tendencies that nowadays keep future generations in their confined religion. Due to this mindset, it leads future generations to have a lack of faith, leaving them in an internal religious conflict. An internal religious conflict is when there is a struggle occurring within an individual's mind. In this case, it is when the individual does not know what to believe or process what they believe in. They are confused and they are frustrated with having to try and decide what they truly value. In the context of this video, some kids often seem to stray away from their familial creeds, but they are either not ready to have that conversation with their parents and risk of disappointing them, or they are confused and frustrated for not knowing what to believe in. Religion is the belief in the worship of a higher governing power. Religion can be used in a number of ways. It is pleasant to suppose that somewhere out there lies a God, caring and guiding every last one of us, there to help and assist for those who pray for it. It is reassuring to know that even at one's lows, one can use prayer and speak to something to remember that one is not completely alone. Catholic Christianity is one of the most prominent religions used in Latin America. Atheism, on the other hand, as Russell Blackford puts it, is the absence of religious belief, and any person who does not believe in the existence of any god or gods is literally an atheist. Why become an atheist? Blackford asserts the idea that atheism can be a rebellion against one's authority, one such as their parents. Some parents maybe didn't have the best upbringing due to their country's poor economy. Let's take for example their education. Latin countries' educational system is not known to be the best, to put it one way. Sometimes even attending a school costs money that they cannot keep affording, leading to them dropping out and searching for work. So they may migrate to another country searching for a better future. So one day their kids could have and live a much more privileged life than they did. So they don't have to go here or here, but here and here. Latinos migrate from their homeland, but back in their homeland we know it can be hard and rough. Religion can be considered the symbol of hope. Using God as an outlook for something better, most teenagers do not have to make the same sacrifices their parents did. Their parents sacrificed so much so their kids wouldn't have to live the same life that they did. Their kids don't often have the same outlook for hope because it may not be on the same degree. Coming to a new environment can be scary to find oneself in. The older generation who came can also use God as a way to find comfort, and it becomes a way of connecting people too. Religion is used as a part of an effort to find harmony, shalom, comfort, and assimilation into practices of meaning and belonging. The church in a way is one big family. They are all connected to God, and it is their love for their religion that unites them. It helps not only bridge Catholic Christianity between their present and their homeland, but also create a new family too, thanking God for new beginnings. From a young age, kids are disciplined, they are told what to do, how to behave, and to follow the rules. Parents condition their young ones with what they believe to be the best, because they love you and they want what's good for you. Families share a certain mindset. They pass them down to their kids that essentially becomes theirs for the meantime. But at a certain point, the kids start to grow up and figure out who they are as a person. They start exploring all different types of concepts that can't stray away from their familial beliefs, coming up with far different conclusions about certain topics. With that being said, there's another view on religion and the judgment it claims to have. In Catholic Christianity, it sees everyone as sinners. It preaches that no human is free from sin, we all sin, and it is inevitable. The whole system of having to try and obtain all the rules the Bible preaches seems like a lot of pressure, a little demeaning, judging every action one takes, deciding if one's soul spends eternity either in damnation or in paradise. Of course, there are ways to redeem yourself and save your soul, but the whole thing can seem a little off-putting. Teens will be teens, generally do not want to be told what to do. There is a difference in understanding the morals of what is right and what is wrong, but sometimes religion can take it to another level of morality. There were certain topics that were once taboo to even speak about, such as abortion, same-sex marriage, and premarital sex, for example. There was once a time where the subjects were a big no-no and you were just told to obey and be good. Now the world has opened up, but in Latin culture there are values that can be deeply intertwined with their religious beliefs. They can refuse to look at things through a different type of perspective. For kids who try to stay true to their beliefs, it can be a lot of pressure to follow something so strict that would judge you depending on the actions that you make. Sometimes teens don't essentially agree with the traditional sense of their beliefs. People obviously do not want to be sentenced to a lifetime of hell, they want to go to heaven, but then again they are always told God is watching them. They rather not tell their parents certain things and risk of being scolded. With having to stay true to most of the rules and having religious obligations and being told this and that is what you cannot do, people start to realize that maybe this isn't for them and that is okay. Parents can make that thought process difficult when they are constantly reminding you and talking about their beliefs. They truly believe in their God and thank God for every blessing they receive, and having back and forth influence in trying to decide what you believe in can create a problem. Either deciding to let go of something that you have thought most of your life to be true can be hard. When you were younger, you rarely question it, but as you grow, you realize that that might not be something that's for you. But that's not to say that all people drift from their familial beliefs. Overall, faith comes out of love, trying to give someone a hopeful way of viewing things, a system to life. But at the same time, it can be seen as outdated. One is living in a modern world where every day something new is happening. More and more people are beginning to open up their minds and accept the similar things. With all new things, some things can come to an end, and for some, choosing one or the other can be a difficult choice, leading people into an internal religious conflict.